Okay, let's have a look at Osgiliath, shall we? So, once you've done Helm's Deep, you're going to spawn in Osgiliath. Uh, what? So, so first of all, what I always do is I always save the game here, just to ensure that if we do get any kind of issues, then we can always just restart here. Also, I think I may have messed up, so put stats on first. So put speed on Idriel, put strength and speed and dexterity on Berethor. You got strength and speed and dexterity on Elegost. Just put strength on Aoden. Some dexterity on Hadhod. Some strength on Morwen. Don't worry about equipping new items yet. Because at the start of Osgiliath, you're basically just going to be using Idriel to use Black Speech. So you'll get this cutscene, we'll skip over it. And the way the fights work in Osgiliath is you're going to end up with multiple waves in some fights. And we also get a new type of orc as well. So these orcs are a bit more deadly, so they will do a lot more damage. Which is understandable. You know, we're getting towards the end of the game here. We're in the later parts now. So one Black Speech is enough to kill them, so don't worry about using Frenzy there. You're then going to enter a series of fights where you're going to have like a fight, then a cutscene, then a fight, then a cutscene. So like, watch how this goes out. So immediately after this, you get this cutscene. You enter the fight. And again, just do one Black Speech. And I learned Wheel of Fire here as well. So Wheel of Fire is what you should have been learning the entire time since getting Black Speech. It's basically the same type of animation, but you'll set enemies on fire, and they'll take a lot of damage. But Black Speech is enough on these guys, first of all. So this time I didn't go first, so Berethor does get a hit. Idriel normally will go first at this point, because if you put speed on her, then she'll have enough to take her through this. To go first. So, Black Speech, again, another cutscene, another fight. If you haven't unlocked Crippling Shot yet, do some Bowcraft with Elegost, because I was really pushing it a little bit here, because I didn't have it unlocked yet, because this is the area where you absolutely need it. There we go. And then Zidriel just killed the other two. But if Idriel goes first, just use the Black Speech there. Okay, so now you enter into an actual gameplay cutscene. And we're going to have to fight Gothmog here. But there's actually a way of doing this, which is really, like, quite easy. So, for this fight, you'll have Faramir with you. So let me just quickly skip to when we get a turn so I can show you how the enemies work. So here you are. So this fight, you've got Gothmog is the main target. You've got this guy here, and you've got two archers on the back here. The idea of the fight is to make it so Gothmog can't call reinforcements, because he has a attack. Well, not really an attack, but he has an ability called Black Gate, which means he can summon reinforcements, and he'll always bring in like all three of them again. So we're going to try and stop him doing that. So the first thing to do is immediately take some Morgul Decay. Like, I have 10 here, and I didn't have enough, so this is how like tight it can be. Put it on Gothmog. So what Morgul Decay does, it completely removes an enemy's armor. So now there's no armor protecting Gothmog at all. Use Shadowcraft. Use Wheel of Fire. Don't worry about double, like doing Frenzy here. You don't need it. Because now look, like, okay, I've killed all of his friends, and I've just got Gothmog to deal with. But he has no armor now. So you can just do this. Use Captain's Volley as well. It's a really good attack. I should point out as well that we actually do know the health of Gothmog here. So he actually has 60,589 health. He may not have Blackgate in this fight, actually. It might be the second fight. But yeah, so just like repeat. So just do your strongest attacks on him. If you haven't got Crippling Shot as Elagos yet, focus on Bowcraft, because we need to get that unlocked. Don't worry about Frenzy. Just focus on doing this. Loud Water Fury actually does like a bit of damage here as well. I just repeat the process. So eventually he will go down. Like, he's actually stuttering a bit now, so he's not far from death. There you go. So that's him gone. And that's the fight done. So it's actually quite a straightforward fight. Like, it's not that complicated once you've got rid of his other orcs. And then you can just basically keep attacking. Like, you shouldn't struggle too much with that fight. So here is where you want to put some more skill, make sure the skills are on. So there I checked Crippling Shot because I knew I hadn't unlocked it yet, but you can see how close I was. I'm only one away. So at this point I'm a lot less concerned. Okay. So to get to a certain part in the run, we need to have another Elf Stone, which we get in this area. So first we have to kill some more enemies. In these fights, you're going to see one of these guys. So you'll see like a guy with like a Lancer. This guy won't die in one Wheel of Fire, from what I remember. So do Wheel of Fire, and you'll see he actually survives. So if you do it twice, then it should kill him. I can't remember if doing the Wheel of Fire and then letting a turn go so he takes damage would be enough. I might do it in one of these fights, but we'll have a look. So yeah, also these fights you can't skip. Like, you have to go through them to get to where we need to go. But you can see how quick they are. Do I try it here? I use Black Speech. Why did I use Black Speech? That was a bit stupid. I'm very curious what I'm doing here. Oh, I know. I was trying to get Elagos the kill. That was it. That's what I was doing. I knew that Elagos was going to get a turn before him, so I thought, I'll kill him with Elagos so I get Crippling Shot. So, actually, yeah, that made sense. I took the time loss to get Elagos the skill. But if you've already got it, just kill him with Wheel. Just do Wheel of Fire. Okay. You're going to trigger this fight. So, this is Osgiliath 4. But once you've got it, this chest is vital. Pick up the chest. So let's play it out. So once again, same idea. We'll let this play out. I skip the turn because Idriel gets a go. I do a Frenzy because of the guy with the lance. So I do Wheel of Fire, which kills 3 of them. And then you could probably do a Loud Water Fury rather than a Wheel of Fire, but depends on what you want to do. Might be worth doing a Loud Water Fury, to be honest, because the next thing you'll unlock after getting everything is probably Gift of Galadriel, which gives you more health. So there we go. So we get a Polished Elfstone of Spirit Enhancement. So we're going to equip that on Idriel. So you want to equip both of them. So you've got the Cracked Elfstone of Spirit Enhancement, and you've got the Polished one as well. So basically what that does is it makes the Shadowcraft attacks way overpowered. Also, yeah, just equip new stuff here because we're in the menu equipping that anyway, so it's a good time to do it rather than do it again later. Because we're going to need some armor later on, because not long after this we're going to lose Idriel for a while. So once again, we get to this part. Just watch this damage. I don't know why I did this, because I have both things ready. And dead. So at this point, you don't need a frenzy in these fights. Just do them because you end up with yeah, quite a lot of damage on these guys. Okay. One more of these. This time I actually realized, so I just do one. So this is going to be the theme for the rest of the run, by the way. We're going to just do this whenever we have Idriel. Okay, so this area is kind of different. So we're going to enter the plaza. And there's a certain route you want to take here because these guys here, like these fights, they're part of like an extra objective in Osgiliath, which is to help all of the Gondorians. We don't need to do that. So what we do instead is we can come here. I recommend saving the game because after this area, we're not going to get to save for a while. And there's a Nazgul fight where you don't have Idriel. So you kind of want to save here just in case. You can also save after these if you want before we go on to the rooftops, but I can show you that. So here you want to do a wide berth. I'm going to try and show where these guys are. You'll see them when you play, but it's worth it to point it out. There. Okay. So they're a little bit off screen, but they're like here. So they're like, hang on, that's a really bad example. So they're like here. So you want to go to basically around this area. So you do like a wide berth. There you go. Because otherwise you're going to enter the fights. The only fights you want to enter are these. And these fights are different. The reason why I'm calling them Frenzy, it's a reminder. So when you're Idriel here, like you think, oh, there's only 2 of them, I'll take them out. No, do a Frenzy. Don't do what I do. Because more come. So if you have a Frenzy, you kill the one wave, the next wave comes in, and you kill them. Whereas this time I have to literally wait. Like, this takes so much longer. The fight should be done by now. There we go. Now they're dead. So that's why I call these fights Frenzy. It's to remind myself to do Frenzy. Didn't really work here, but you get the point. Okay, so you got another one. Exactly the same format. So this time I probably do remember. I don't go first though, which is kind of annoying. I actually kill the first wave without Idriel, which is quite funny. Idriel dies as well. Actually, that's actually quite interesting. But yeah, but you can do that fight much better than that. But it actually wasn't too bad in the end. Okay, keep in mind who levels up here, by the way. So Berethor, like obviously because Idriel died, I was a little bit concerned, but fortunately she leveled up, so it wasn't too bad. So if they don't and you don't have like full health here, you can either use items to get them back to full health or just go back and save. But just remember to take the same route back to the save point. Okay, time for Gothmog 2. So we're going to fight him again. So this time what you end up with is the same format as before. The enemy's a little bit tougher, so you got a lance guy and like 2 like mages. Do a frenzy as Idriel if she gets the first turn. You want to do Wheel of Fire. And then do another Wheel of Fire. So the Wheels of Fire also, they'll like go on top of each other. So you'll end up with what do you call it? Like multiple damage being done. So it might be better to see it in between turns here. It doesn't show yet. Also, don't worry too much about using the Morgul Decay here, because we should be able to keep the turns going because we've got like double attacks and things like that. And because of the damage that Wheel of Fire does, it's very easy to kill Gothmog. There you go. He's already dead, look. So it's actually a really quick fight because of the damage we do with the Shadowcraft now. Okay. So before you enter the rooftop, so you go to this marker, which is like this doorway over here. Do I go and save? Yeah, I'm clever. Go and save. Oh yeah, do stats first. Don't do what I did. Like, do the stats, then save. Add speed and 1 to spirit on Idriel. You want strength, speed, and dexterity here. Give Elagos dexterity and a bit of speed and strength as well. You don't need to worry about anybody else, really. I actually don't save again, which is okay. I did kind of take the risk. So here's where Idriel gets taken. So you're kind of split up at this point. So you'll have fights where you play as Idriel. So I'll let this cutscene play out. So you go to the rooftops. And now we're controlling somebody else. Do I switch to Berethor here? I think I do. No, I don't. So you'll trigger a cutscene here, and it's Idriel fighting 2 orcs. This is why I say to save. Because it's kind of weird, this fight. Like, you can have this fight go, like, in a way where you don't, for some reason, get a turn. So these guys just end up killing you. But yeah, just do a Wheel of Fire and they're both dead. So now we're going to enter probably the hardest part of this in Osgiliath. So we're going to trigger a Fell Beast fight. So we've got a Nazgul to fight. The problem is we don't have Idriel. So we can't just use Wheel of Fire and make this really easy. But there's another way of doing it. These guys are not immune to Crippling Shot. So what Crippling Shot does is it delays the enemy's turn. So you can basically keep them in a loop. I do a double crit as well, which is quite good. So whenever you're Elagos, use Crippling Shot. The first turn with anybody else, use a Morgul Decay. Do a Cleaving Wound as Hadod as well, just to deal that extra bit of damage in between turns. And then when you're Berethor, abuse the double attacks. Because here, you do 17,000 damage. If you do that twice, you're doing a lot of damage to the Nazgul here. And getting nice crits as well, which is ideal. And again, Elagos, just use Crippling Shot. And we basically make it now so the Nazgul don't get a turn. What you can do as well is, once you've done this, you can bring in Eoden and use Rupture Armor, because that will do a lot of damage as well. Like this. Oh, sorry, Enraging Blow. So Enraging Blow is what you want to use there, and it does a lot of damage. Also there, once you see the Nazgul start stooping like that, don't worry about using double attacks, because chances are this is going to kill him. There we go. Look how much time I'm ahead now at this point. It goes completely wrong at the end of Osgiliath, which is why this is going to be quite a weird segment, but I will show you what happens here. So once you get here, you're going to enter another one. You don't have time to save. There is a save point here. So as you come around this corner, but you need to fight one more Nazgul to do it, to get to it. Oh, there's also an orc on this one as well. So so when you're Elagos, you want to focus on the Nazgul. Anybody else, kill the orc first. Because then, obviously, we can start the loop. There we go. I used double attack there, which was kind of stupid, because look at Berethor's action points at this point. Because I forgot to restore them between fights, which was a really bad move. So there, I have to waste a turn to give him the action points back. it's not the end of the world because it's not like he's gonna get he's not gonna get it's not like he's gonna get a turn, but it still plays against you by just even allowing them to have a turn. So yeah, just repeat the process. Double attacks, Ecthelian Wrath, and just keep looping it. And he's dead. Then save because you get the obviously the XP refill. Plus then we don't have to do all these again if you die. Okay, so now we have 2 orcs along with the Nazgul. So Berethor can take out both of them using a double attack. Then you just start the loop. So once again, you can just start it. You don't even like. Do I use Morgul Decay here? No, I use Dwarven Ale on Eowyn. So if someone gets like done with fear, use Dwarven Ale on them. Fortunately, when he does it to Berethor, because of the passive skill immune to fear, it means it doesn't affect him, which is good. And now I use Morgul Decay. Yeah. There's no reason not to, really. Unless you're really low. So if you're like really low on Morgul Decay, save them. Because you're going to need them for the Mumma kill in Pelennor Fields. So yeah. Keep the loop going. Same attacks as before. Nothing really new in this. Okay. Now we're going to enter the sewers. So the sewers is like, it looks like a maze, but it's actually really easy because like the mini-map does kind of give it away. So head to the right here. You don't have to save there. In fact, I recommend not to. But there is a save point at the end of this area where you must save. Yeah. The chances are, by the way, you're probably going to trigger this fight. Also, you can't just run this way. So, like, where this is on the map, you can't just like run over here and go to the tunnel because there's like there's a barrier stopping you. You have to go like up here and then go around. So I trigger the fight because it's pretty much impossible not to because of how slow you move. So just retreat. Don't even fight it. And I trigger another one, but this one's actually an Idriel fight, so it's not too bad. So when you're in the sewers, there's a chance that the fights that you trigger won't be the party you're with. It could spawn an Idriel fight. If it does, don't obviously just do a Wheel of Fire and you'll kill them. Okay. There's a reason we have a split called save. I don't think it happens in this run, but there is a chance. So save here, like save. Like I cannot stress how important it is to save because if you don't, you could lose the run. And the reason why is for some reason, when you enter this cutscene, like through this door, there's a chance the game will soft lock. Does it happen? It doesn't happen here, so there's a chance that instead of this cutscene playing, you'll just be stuck in out of bounds. So the game will just spawn Berethor. When I come to do this, what I'll do is I might edit this one and I might put an image of what you'll see. So if that happens and you haven't saved, there is nothing you can do. That is just probably run over because you can't move, so you're just stuck. And this cutscene will never play. So this is where things go horribly wrong for me. So first of all, kill these guys. So you get a Nazgul fight. Then you trigger a cutscene where you fight the Witch King. Yeah. The reason why I say save as well is because this fight is actually quite hard. So the Witch King fight is split into 2. The first part of this fight, you can't kill the Witch King. Berethor can't harm him. There's a whole plot reason why, but so basically what you want to do is every time you are Berethor, just taunt or skip. And then when you're Idriel, you want to just keep healing Berethor if he's hurt. And just do random things, but just keep people alive, basically. There you go. So eventually you'll trigger a cutscene. Where, like, Berethor, like, cuts out a piece of Morgul blade, and then we have to actually fight him now. So what you want to do here, and what I didn't do in my run, which causes me to lose, I think it was 10 minutes here, is first of all, use Morgul Decay, because not my Embers. Wait, why do I use Maya Embers on... What does Maya Embers even do? Oh, cause additional lights. Yeah. So if you use Maya Embers on Idriel, she does more damage with her spirit powers, but we have Shadowcraft, so don't worry about that. So here, I do a Wheel of Fire, which is fine. That's not too bad. Now, I do Black Speech. Don't do that. Put Aura of the Valor on Idriel. Do not just attack at this point. You want to keep people alive, so do Aura of the Valor. Because otherwise what happens is this. So yeah, I'm doing damage, but then this happens. Berethor's dead. Oh look, Idriel's dead. Oh yeah, and this is what happens, so yep, game over. Back to the main menu. So then I have to reload the save, and I have to go over here. I have to trigger the cutscene again. I have to fight the Nazgul again, and then I've got to redo everything I've just done. So we'll skip back through. So this is the first part of the thing where we can't kill him. Here we go. So you can see why this loses so much time. Because it's pretty much all cutscenes. Okay, so. Now we're in the actual thing. So do a frenzy first of all. And then do Aura of the Valor on Idriel. Do I do it on Berethor as well, which probably would be smart? No. Okay, so do Wheel of Fire. And then just start unleashing, like, double attack, Secthelian Wraths. And when Idriel is revived, because she probably will die, like she does here. Use a Frenzy, do Aura of the Valor, and do, like, Black Speech or Wheel of Fire. I don't know if Crippling works on the Witch King. I don't think it does. But just do this. You can also use Perfect Mode here. So, as Berethor, just do some, like, Earth Barrage. There you go. So just keep repeating the same things, basically. It kind of works out well because Idriel is like the one that keeps dying. So it works out. So yeah. That is Osgiliath. So it's a very long section for me, but that's because I lost 10 minutes. So like I have a free 10 minutes to save here. Can I do Minas Tirith in the same video, maybe? Because like Minas Tirith is actually quite short, considering what it involves. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do Minas Tirith as well. So once you have like respawned here, you can equip the new items for Berethor and Idriel. I recommend it because their items here are really, really good. And you don't get a chance to, because once you leave here, you're not going to be in free roam until after like the fights at the start. So a whole thing, and now we're into Minas Tirith. So again, Frenzy Trolls, it's a reminder, do Frenzy, and then do Wheel of Fire, and do another one. That will kill the first 2 trolls. So that is the trolls fight done. So once you start here, first of all, equip any items that you can. I think I misclicked something, so I was checking, but I think I was fine. Okay, I'd recommend actually saving there, but for a new player, but I was kind of thinking about, can I save as much time as possible? So here we end up with 3 of these trolls. This is actually like quite a long fight. So like there's these 3 trolls, but then more will come. So yeah, so I kill the troll with Aphelion Wrath. Orc comes in, then bring in Aeodin and do perfect mode. Because what we're trying to do basically is get rid of the trolls before we use the frenzy with the Wheel of Fire. So yeah, do Arrows of Sleep with Elaghost. The trolls are immune, but the orcs are not. So we're focusing on the trolls quite a lot here. So now you can do Frenzy. Because we'll kill all of these, and then a whole wave will spawn, and we can kill that wave. That's how you want to link this together. Is when you have a Frenzy with Idriel, you want to kill basically two waves. So we do it again. That kills those 3. And now we get 2 orcs and a troll. Also, just see how much damage this does, by the way. Bang. Elaghost is just dead. I didn't even get a sound effect. It was that quick. Oh yeah, Berethor died here as well. Wow. So yeah, I get a bit nervous here because of those 2 dying. So I put Aura of the Valor on Idriel. But then I just fight everybody. So just doing that. Because Idriel dies, obviously she comes back because of the power of the Valor. I can then just do that. Also, I knew it was the end of the wave because of there wasn't a 3rd guy here. So, but yeah. So tip for that fight: keep Idriel alive. Do Wheel of Fire. Do 1 perfect mode, Fangorn Bash if you've got it. And other than that, just keep Idriel alive. That's the main thing in the run now. Is keeping Idriel alive in fights. Okay. So now save the game. Do I equip anything here? I don't think I do. No, I don't. So Minas Tirith is actually quite an easy place because of how powerful Idriel is. So don't worry about equipping anything until later on. Okay. So here it's the same thing as before. We're going to have 3 fights of orcs. So guess what we're going to do? Don't do Frenzy with Elaghost. That's stupid. Just do Arrows of Sleep. It'll put them all to sleep. And then Idriel can just finish them off. Oh wow, Elaghost got the kills. Lol. So yeah. 3 fights. Wheel of Fire. It's hard not to just say, just do what we always do. Because this is literally all we're going to do. So that was 3 fights done. So now you're in this area. You can avoid all of these, I think. So we want to do stats, first of all. So do Dexterity for Berethor. Do Strength and a bit of Dexterity for Aeodin. Morwyn. You can probably get away with not doing anything for Morwyn at this point, but I just do it here at this point for now. Do spirit and speed for Idriel. And just check any new equipments just to make sure. It probably is worth giving like Morwyn and stuff like that, like new equipment, because there are fights where you have to use it. Okay. So once you respawn, hug this left wall. Well, don't hug it, but just go as close as possible. Just follow this path. Actually, it's quite a nicely laid out path. So follow this basically. So just stay on the left hand side of these lines until you get to the door here. So the door's like here, because that way you can't trigger any fights. So once you trigger this, you'll come into like an area where you'll see like a troll walking past, I think. Quite funny, actually. Oh yeah, there he is. The troll just started walking past. So yeah, first fight is here. Idriel probably goes first. You know what's coming. Wheel of Fire. And that's that fight done. Now, the next fight is at the top of the stairs. I think I save here just to be on the safe side. Yeah, I do. So yeah, might be worth saving there because we've got like a siege tower fight coming up, which is quite unique. So Wheel of Fire. Okay, pick up this chest because it has Entwife Pollen. So Entwife Pollen is like the upgrade to Huorn Pollen. So Huorn Pollen puts one enemy to sleep. Entwife Pollen puts everyone to sleep, which is what we want to do here.
Here comes the tower.
Okay, so now Siege Tower splits into two parts. You've got Morwyn, Eowyn, and Hadon on one side, and then you've got Elagos, Berethor, and Idriel on the other. So this part of the fight is actually quite funny. So we do Fangorn Bash first of all to kill these guys. That will then trigger the other side of the wall. So now we've got Idriel, Berethor, and Elagos who are fighting a Nazgul. You can probably guess what's coming here. Idriel uses Wheel of Fire. Elagos uses Crippling Shot. And Berethor just does Ethelian Wrath. You also don't need to worry about using Morgul Decay on this guy. The damage that these three do together basically just completely outweighs that. I actually messed that up there. I should have done Crippling Shot. So once he's dead, you'll go into a cutscene where like we shoot one of the towers. We then start this one. This part is actually a bit unique. So instead of fighting these guys, we're just going to skip it. So how we do that is the Entwife Pollen we've just picked up. We're going to use it. So find it somewhere. There you go. I've got 5 of them. Put them to sleep. And now just keep skipping. Once you've skipped about 6 times, it will just put you in the other fight. I don't know why that happens, but it just does. So now we've got, as you can see, we've got 3 orcs and a Nazgul. So you need to kill the orcs first. You can't just go straight for the Nazgul. So if you're Idriel, Wheel of Fire will do the trick. But if you're Berethor, just use Ecthelian Wrath. This time I do a Frenzy because I want to kill both. So it's Wheel of Fire, another Wheel of Fire, Crippling Shot as Elagos, and then just repeat. Crippling Shot, there you go, and he's dead. Like that's basically the fight. It's Crippling Shot as Elagos, Ecthelian Wrath as Berethor, Wheel of Fire as Idriel. It's as straightforward as that. Okay. Next up is, like, you can see the Palantir here. So once you've got through this cutscene, don't just run straight because you'll trigger fights. All the fights for some reason, only are like here. So like if you go like in this area, this is where all the fights are. There's none around here. So all we do is go around here and just follow this right wall up to the troll. Oops. So yeah, so just hug the right wall, and just go up the right hand side. You won't trigger the fights. You'll hit the troll, and this is the frenzy trolls. Oh wow, I forgot that happened. Idriel just got destroyed. So yeah, just if Idriel just wait, get Idriel onto the turn, do a frenzy, and then do 2 wheel of fires. It's that easy. So there's 1. And there is 2. And guess what? Fight done. So once you get through this fight, you're going to trigger this cutscene with like this Gondorian. Okay. And now we hit 3rd gate fights. So we're going to fight our way up. There's 2 fights we need to do. I recommend saving here as well because there is quite a tricky fight coming up. So you don't want to lose the run to it. So this is the first 3rd gate fight. I think I just trigger it before. Yeah, I do. Before the Eye of Sauron thing hits. So Idriel just uses Shadowcraft, Wheel of Fire, and they're all dead. Second one is just round this corner, so he's blocking the way. Guess what we do, guys? Yeah, we do Wheel of Fire. There we go. Okay, now comes the hard fight. So we've got another Nazgul fight, but for whatever reason, this one isn't like he's actually resistant to the crippling shot strat, so we can't use it on this guy. Don't know why that's the case, but for some reason it does. So just make sure people are at full health, and we'll go into the fight. So as Idriel goes first, do Wheel of Fire. We'll do Morgul Decay and everything like with somebody else. Also put Aura of the Valor on her. Because this guy can kill you, like, quite easily. Because we're not going to be able to stop him having turns. So we want to make sure we keep people alive. Bring in Aodin and do a perfect mode. Do I mess that up? I do Earth Barrage, that's fine. That's the right one. Yeah, so do Earth Barrage, which will do 10,000 damage. Unless you've used Morgul Decay. So yeah, put Morgul Decay on him. It would be better to do that earlier before the perfect mode, but the way the order worked out, it kind of didn't make sense. And now just use Enraging Blow as Aodin. Do double attacks as Berethor and do Ecthelion Wrath. And then Idriel, because we got Aura of the Valor, you can either do Loudwater Fury or you can do Black Speed or something like that. Also, hope for good RNG like that when if he does a turn, he just puts Fear on Berethor because it just won't do anything. Also, he's put Fear on Idriel there, but it's not the end of the world. Like, don't go out of your way to like get rid of like Fear if that happens. Just keep focusing on attacking. And eventually he'll fall. Okay, now we go up to the Witch King. So once again, we fight the Witch King. Equip anything new at this point. Because we're not going to get a chance again for a while. Don't worry about stats. I don't think I do stats here. No, I don't. Hug the right side here again. By the way. If you do trigger a fight, just do Wheel of Fire. But yeah, so hug the right wall again. So again, it's the same as before where we had the troll fight. All the the encounters are down this side. So we just go around this side. Apparently the devs couldn't be bothered to put the triggers across the whole area. So now we're going to fight the Witchling again. We've got Gandalf the White with us now. So we're going to use Bolt of the Valor with Gandalf. Which does a heck of a lot of damage to this guy. Just do one Wheel of Fire. Don't bother with double attacks here. Because we're going to use Gandalf to do most of the damage anyway. You also don't need to worry about using Morgul Decay. Because the damage you do is just easily enough. So there you go. So Loud Water Fury, Bolt of the Valor. And there you go. Like, I think the Wheel of Fire actually like damages him to kill him here. I think like I get, yeah, like Wheel of Fire, and then he just dies. Like he doesn't attack and then he dies. Okay, so now switch back to Idril, by the way, because I don't know why I do that. I just like doing it. So going through this door, we're going to enter the Citadel. Here we are. So in here we have, I think it's 6 fights we have to do. It's basically the same thing. So it's going to be like just Wheel of Fires the entire time. But there's a point where you want to save. So get through here. We're going to face Easterlings for the first time here, by the way. So do a Frenzy as well, because some of the Easterlings can resist the Wheel of Fire, like, properly. But I couldn't remember which ones. So here, I don't think I did it. Did I do Frenzy here? No, I didn't. Yeah, so just kill them. I'll point out the ones that are resistant when we come to them. Might not be until... it might be these guys. So the ones with, like, the spears... I don't know why I drew the spear. Why did I do that? So it might be these guys. So if you see one of these guys, I think these are the ones that have more health than Wheel of Fire can kill. Oh no, he died. Okay. One of them can resist it, like, one hit, I promise. Unless it's the ones in Pelennor Fields, because they have more health. That might make more sense, actually. But yeah, so... once you get, like, partway down, so you've cleared, like, the areas here, you've got one more fight to do, which is the guy on the throne. Before you trigger it, make sure you save the game. So make sure at some point in here you've saved. There's a save point in the middle of the room. So it's the same idea. Idril just does Wheel of Fire. That will kill them all. And then you'll enter into this cutscene, which will lead straight into Pelennor Fields. It's important to note, though, if you haven't saved, there's no chance to before the first fight in Pelennor Fields. You'll be fine, but just bear that in mind. But that's Osgiliath and Minas Tirith done. We only have Pelennor Fields left to go. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial so far. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments. It's hard to do a tutorial at this point because a lot of it is just do Wheel of Fire, do Shadowcraft, do this, do that. And it's like, there's not much really to it at this point. Because we've got basically everything that we need to beat the game now. But yeah, I'll do Pelennor Fields next. That will have a video of its own. Like I say, ask any questions in the comments. Come and join the Discord. I'll leave a link to the Lord of the Rings speedrunning Discord. And you can come and ask me any questions. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll catch you all next time. But until then, bye.